Unpopular opinion, but if we took all MAGA men from ages 18 to 50 and replaced them with immigrants, violence against women and children would decrease to almost 0%.
Okay, my turn. I'm going to call mine a popular opinion, though, because I'm pretty sure that the majority of the public would actually agree with me here on what I'm going to say. If we took all liberal women, like it doesn't matter what age, take all of them and replace them with absolutely nothing, we would no longer have division, racism would be over, and the country would prosper like it never has before.
Woke take, I guess, but food shouldn't be used as a weapon, and everyone deserves to eat, even if they're poor. I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that these snap cuts will directly affect children, and if you're not forgetting that, you're just fucking evil. I want you to think about the last time you actually felt hunger. It's a very uncomfortable feeling, and if you're naive enough to think that this won't affect you, you're wrong. Hopefully, you're lucky enough to not cross paths with somebody who's so hungry they're willing to make a bad decision, but less people shopping in the stores means higher prices on groceries, and in this economy, that's not good for anybody. But somehow, we've convinced ourselves that the single moms on food stamps are the problem, rather than the 1% who has more money than this entire country combined. Right.
J.D. Vance has spent too much time around the noxious fumes of Donald Trump, and now he is just as delusional, just as crazy, and just as demented and warped as Trump.
I love how MAGA boomers are like, if you stop getting your $10 lattes, then maybe you can afford rent. Like, I'm not walking up to these places and being like, oh, if I had $10 more, I can afford this place, but I can't. And now women have hobbies that aren't just shopping. So I'll keep getting my $10 lattes, thanks.
Hey, to people who may be confused by some of my previous posts calling out white people, given my skin color, I say this. I'm trans, and white people want to murder me. So yeah, that's all the excuse and reason and justification I need to not identify as one, because that would be absurd and silly. So yeah, that's my answer.
So to this gentleman here, most people that were looking at your previous videos and you said that they were a little bit confused, it's probably not because of what you were saying. Well, it probably has something to do with what you're saying, but it also has something to do with what you look like. But here's the bottom line. You're pretty much just recycling footage of what other people have said before. Other people in the trans community that are just trying to fearmonger and gaslight each other and whatnot. But at least what they do is they're a lot more convincing. You're not convincing whatsoever here. Like, it really does not look like you believe at all what you're saying. You're just jumping in front of a camera to try and get clicks and views. You're just trying to rake in some attention here. You don't look convinced of anything that you're saying whatsoever. But what you're saying is completely false. White people do not want to murder you. I don't really think anybody wants to murder the trans community. We don't want the trans community to just poof, disappear. I mean, life would be a little bit more simple if that ideology was not around. I'm not saying the people, but the ideological belief was not around. Because in reality, we just have a whole bunch of people that have a mental illness that are just running freely on the streets and running into areas where they shouldn't be and whatnot. If they can follow just basic human rules and rights like everybody else does, everybody can get along just fine.
Reparations is for Black Americans only. If you're from Africa, you are not eligible. You're from the Congo, you need to go talk to the folks in the Congo. You're from Zimbabwe, you gotta holler at them folks. It's for Black American people only. I can trace my lineage on both sides back to the Delta in Mississippi. This is something that my ancestors fought for.
You want to know why they won't pay reparations for towards Black people is because if they pay Black people reparations, they're gonna have to also pay Mexicans for reparations. And y'all ain't ready for that conversation, are you?
Imagine if we found out like 98% of the perpetrators in the Epstein files were all Hispanic men or Black women or just all women of any race. Imagine if 98% of the perpetrators were any one segment of society besides white men. That would be the entire narrative, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Let me tell you something right now. I would burn my whole life down if someone told me, quiet piggy. The Secret Service would have arrested me.
So white people, this could all go away. This could all go away. Me and my people, we can make this all go away with the snap of our finger. With just the snap of our finger. And you've been trying to figure out how you can get us to get up off our feet. can get off our ass and help you with this country. Oh, it's so simple. I have the best solution, the only solution. If you want our help and you want this country to stop circling the fucking drain, you have to give us reparations. Yeah, I said it. I said the hard R word. Reparations. Yeah. Well, the slave owners got reparations and my black ass did it. How about that? You give us reparations and we'll have this shit done in 48 hours. That is all.
Okay, so let me get this clear here. We're talking about a population of people that take up 13% of the overall population of the United States, right? But that 13% of people are also responsible for 50% of all the population's violent crimes. So as a representative of this 13% of people that commit 50% of the violent crimes, and we're not even talking about robberies and looting and all that type of stuff there either, we're just talking about the violent crimes. What help are you offering to the rest of America for your reparations? The only thing what you're really saying is, hey, I can speak to my peeps and I can get them to stop all the violent crime if you send us all monthly checks because, you know, we have all this anger built up from generational racism from our ancestors, right? It has got nothing to do with the fact that you all just want to sit on your ass and live off the government. No, you want to stick to your guns, your metaphorical guns, talking about how this is all owed to you, although you've never put a thing into society. I've seen a lot of people from the Black community jump in front of the camera and try and make these big claims about how the Black people have built America. And no, sorry, that's absolute bullshit. They've had contributions, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say, hey, white people have done everything. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but by all means, America was not built on the backs of Black people. I think we all know that. So to sit there and keep uploading TikTok videos talking about how you're so deserving of reparations and whatnot, it's actually quite disrespectful to your ancestors. You look foolish at this point. You look extremely undeserving. And it really doesn't benefit anybody at all in today's society except for a bunch of lazy people that don't want to work and they just want the government to take care of them. Like so many people, and not just the Black community, but so many people take advantage of government benefits. Now I'm talking about Section 8, I'm talking about SNAP benefits, and I'm talking about, like, say, Medicaid, and the government subsidizing large portions of monthly rents. Like, isn't that already kind of like reparations to the general public? But no, on top of all that, on top of already being taken care of by the government, you want reparations on top of that as well. So then, and only then, when you're paid what you're due, will you be able to snap your fingers, get your whole community together, and you guys are going to be able to fix all the country's problems. Correct me if I'm wrong, but besides liberal white women kissing your asses, I don't think anybody asked for your help.
I've been having a really weird couple of days, but this is a hill I think I decided I want to die on. On behalf of all women, I recommend that we put forth the abolishment of the Miss, Ms., Mrs. distinctions for women. When I have people trying to introduce me when I'm at other schools and they have to say to me, "Are you married?" before they know how to introduce me, that should not matter. I should have a title that is not determinant upon whether or not I chose to take vows with another human being. This is kind of why I want to get a doctorate, so anytime somebody tries to call me Mrs. because I'm unmarried, I can be like, it's doctor, actually. But I personally refer to all women as Ms. I don't want to assume if they're married or not. It is just an MS period. We have MR period. It should be MS period. Period.
We're only 6 more weeks away until American evangelicals celebrate the birth of a baby that they wouldn't even feed today.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm understanding. Okay, so masks to protect our neighbors from COVID were bad. Masks to kidnap our neighbors, good?
I have to get back to work in like -2 minutes ago, but let me show you what I looked like Friday compared to now. This was me on Friday. Today is Sunday. I feel like that's a drastic difference.
I'm an international student, and ever since I've lived in Australia, I've learned 2 things. The first is that racism is everywhere in Australian society. The second thing that I've learned, there's a way to push back against these racists. In the far-right marches, left needs to counter them. These are racism and far-right bigotry. They're products of a sick capitalist system. We just need to smash this entire system.
I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. It doesn't matter what country we're talking about. Liberalism is every country's greatest weakness.
I'm sorry, but if the Epstein files are released before Thanksgiving and Trump is implicated, which he like 1,000% will be, I'm going to Thanksgiving. I haven't been to a family Thanksgiving in years and years and years. My husband and I, we always just kind of chill and do our own thing. I'm fucking going. I'm gonna sit my ass down, and that will be the first business I bring to the table.
Day 1,047,000 of me pointing out that we hold teachers to different standards than leaders of our free world, because I'm pretty sure if I told a student who asked me a question to shh, quiet piggy, I'd be carrying a box of my things out to my car that business day. Okay? Have a great day. Bye-bye.
I want you guys to remember that every loss that the left is taking, that we are taking, we can fix it. They're trying to pick us apart little by little by taking these professional titles away and by taking our rights away little by little, but we can fix it. We're going to come back and we're going to fix it because MAGA is falling apart. They are falling apart. They're just falling the fuck apart. And you know what? We're going to come back and we're going to fix all this shit they're trying to tear apart. So don't you worry. Just sit back, relax, eat your popcorn, watch. This Christmas is going to be a good one. Watch as they just crumble and enjoy your pie. Enjoy your turkey this Thanksgiving. You're probably not going to spend with much family. And if you do, you're probably not going to talk to them. Try not to argue too much if you do. But it's going to be good. Don't you worry. It's going to be good. We're going to make a comeback. I was in despair for a while. I didn't think it was going to happen. Boy, oh boy, this Christmas is going to be good. We may be broke, but boy, oh boy, are we going to be in a good mood. It's going to be good.
My name's Teacher Green, and something I like about my classroom is that my students built the trans flag last year. We had the pleasure of reading a book called Melissa about a transgender 4th grade girl, and it was very impactful for all of us. Afterwards, we built the trans flag using the shapes of our hands, blue, pink, and white paint, and of course glue.
Okay, I can understand you people in the LGBTQ plus whatever community, you want to be inclusive and, you know, diversity and all this. There's nothing really wrong with that. Stop with the children. This guy here, whatever, Teacher Green, should not be teaching. Once again, wipe out all teachers, fire them all, each and every single one of them, and rehire. And do it under a process where you're asking these people their worldviews, what they believe in. If you're not there to teach curriculum, but you're there to spread your worldviews onto your students, you're not a teacher. At that point, you're indoctrinating children and you're grooming other people's children to think the way that you do.
I don't care. You can call me racist. You can call me a racist. I don't literally give a fuck. I don't give not one single fuck. I don't like white people. I don't like them. I tolerate them. They cool people sometimes, depending on who the fuck I'm talking to, but as a collective, I don't fuck with them. I don't give a fuck. And I'll be racist. What the fuck? Bring back segregation immediately. The fuck? Separate me from these goddamn heathens. Like, I'm tired.
Can black people be racist?
No.
No?
No.
Why?
Because, like, we're black and most minorities are black. Like, most minorities, it's just the Caucasians. But most people are from black descent. So it's like, if you're black and racist, you're just, like, against your own kind, for real.
10 ways you say the N-word without saying the N-word. If you use any of these terms or phrases in reference to black people, you are just as racist as the person that actually uses the N-word. Here are the words: thug, ghetto, welfare queen, lazy, race baiter, race grifter, threatening, angry, dangerous. Or you say that we're playing the victim or we are a diversity hire. What you actually mean to say is the N-word. Just stop it. If you say these words or phrases, you are calling us the N-word. If you say these ignorant racist terms or phrases around your children, you're also teaching your children to be racist just like you. So I have good news and bad news for you. Here's the bad news. You're not as non-racist as you thought you were, and you're certainly not anti-racist. Here's the good news. You can unlearn all the racist crap you've been taught and reject white supremacist ideologies that you've believed for your entire life. Now, if you're ready to do that and start becoming a part of the solution.
So you know what I don't like here? I'm going to disagree with her pretty much on 90% of all of this. If you all want to think that we're racist, I don't really think we give a shit anymore at this point, because we know in our hearts that we're not. Everything that she just spoke here, she's basically stating the same thing like when the whole Charlie Kirk situation happened. What did we say? Charlie Kirk got killed for speaking the truth. They considered it all hate speech, but the truth is it was just speech that they hated to hear. And that's exactly what she's doing right here. Everything that she stated is we're not allowed to speak about the obvious. If you have a bunch of black people that are walking into department stores and stealing shit, you see it on X every day. I just seen videos today that are fresh new videos. A gang of like 15, 16 young black kids all walk into a store and just take shit, and they walk out waving to the guy at the cash, just doing whatever the hell they want. Or what about that other video that just surfaced recently about all those kids from that school that attacked a pregnant black woman and her 2 kids? What type of shit is that? But you expect us not to call them thugs. You expect us not to call them ghetto. I'm sorry, but we're just calling it as we see it. So you may want to think that it's hate speech or racist speech, but the truth is it's just speech that you hate to hear. Yet in the same video, right at the end of it, she explains how white people can unlearn all the stuff that they've been falsely taught, which makes them all white supremacists. So what she's saying is that white people have been racist towards black people, that everything that we say towards them, if it's nothing that's positive, we're calling them the N-word, so we're being racist. But she ends off her video on a black supremacist note and a very racist tone herself. So I'm sorry, I don't have a racist bone in my body, but if that's how I'm being looked at just for speaking the truth and pointing out the obvious, what everybody else can see with their eyeballs that God gave them, then the truth is I don't give a shit if you think I'm racist. I'm never gonna stop speaking the truth just to avoid hurting somebody's feelings, or just for them to try and push their narrative that I'm saying racist shit when I'm really not. All right, guys, that is going to be it for this one. If you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed as of yet, please consider doing so. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, pass it around, interact with it in one way or another. You guys take care of yourselves, and until next video, have a good one, guys.
What kind of a black woman are you to vote for MAGA? Well, first of all, fix your sentence structure. It's horrible. But since you asked so nicely, I will honor you with a response. I am the kind of black woman who is educated. I have done several research on American history. I actually love American history. I'm also well-traveled, haven't been to 5 out of the 7 continents. I love the Lord. I love my family, and I love America. I am an immigrant, and I care about what this future holds for my children and my grandchildren who are yet to be born. What I do today will affect them tomorrow. So, what kind of black woman am I to vote for MAGA? The kind that wants to make America great again.